I'm Dr. Dave Janda. Welcome back to Operation Freedom Briefings. The goal of these briefings and my weekly radio show, Operation Freedom, which airs out of Wham Talk 1600's Freedom Bunker every Sunday from 2 to 5 Eastern and can be streamed live at davejanda.com, is to provide you information the bought-off, lamestream, fake media is never going to provide. We also have a subscription service at davejanda.com, works out to 30 cents a day, where we bring leaders from, if you will, around the world to your screen, and, if you will, provide information that you're not going to get through the mainstream fake media, and many alternative sources are never going to provide it. Just as an example, we recently had Bill Binney, famed NSA whistleblower, come forward on our show and present information that will put you months, if not years, ahead of the herd. Get more information at davejanda.com for our subscription service. Now let's talk about today's topic. The memo, the storm, and the next shoe to drop. Let's give a lot of credit to Devin Nunes, the head of the House Intelligence Committee, and the members of the House Intelligence Committee, getting information out that every single American needs to know. Look, the memo that was recently presented is important for every American to know. Now, there are many Americans that don't want to digest it because they don't want to believe what was in that memo. Long story short, what the memo showed was that the Hillary Clinton campaign, the DNC, and the Russians funded a dossier that was fake about Donald Trump and potential collusion with the Russians. That fake dossier was then brought to a secret court, the FISA court. The judges were not told that this was funded by the Clinton campaign, the DNC, by Russia. And they issued surveillance warrants to surveil Carter Page and several other folks in the Trump team. The goal was to try to get information to lead to the prosecution of not only these individuals, but take it all the way up to the ladder to Donald Trump. Obviously that failed, but there's something that's not being said. And this is the next shoe that will drop. And you're not going to get it from CNN or MSNBC or even Fox at this point. You see, that dossier was all cover. That FISA warrants to monitor Trump and his team was all cover because the Obama administration, in collusion with the Clinton campaign, were monitoring Trump and members around him, and actually millions of Americans, illegally for many months before those FISA warrants were ever issued to surveil Trump's team. How do we know that? That's a huge claim to make. We know that if you go to our archives, General Tom McInerney in March of 2017 brought forward information that has been corroborated. Now, that interview is available if you go to davejanda.com and hit preview sections of davejanda.com. Hit that. That entire interview is up there for you. And what General McInerney describes is that Obama directed then Director of the CIA, Brennan, and National Security Advisor, Director of the NSA, Clapper, to hire an individual by the name of Dennis Montgomery, who then created a platform called the Hammer that illegally and surreptitiously monitored, surveilled millions of Americans, including Trump and his team. Emails, every email. Phone call, every phone call. Financial transactions, and internet activity. You see, that dossier is the tip of the iceberg. That was cover to get the FISA warrants to cover what they had been doing illegally for months. That's a violation of your Fourth Amendment rights. You. Yeah, I know. You're innocent. You haven't done a thing. Doesn't matter to these scum. The globalist scum, the deep state, want everybody's information so it can be used against them at a later time. You see, that's the next shoe to drop. And understand something. When McCabe from the FBI was fired by Wray after Wray supposedly looked at the memo, it wasn't the memo that drove McCabe's firing. This is the next shoe to drop. It was the Inspector General's report of the Department of Justice, Michael Horowitz's report. A 1,200,000 page document was delivered to Congress on Friday, January 12th at 6 p.m., documented by reporter Chad Pegram. Documented. It was that Inspector General's report that has led to this exodus within the FBI that we're seeing. It wasn't that memo. It wasn't the dossier. It's the Inspector General's report. And as that information is gradually filtered out, you are going to see more and more heads roll. And I believe it's going to go all the way to the top. Because let's face it, the fish rots from the head down. Yeah. And when I say the head, I'm talking about Obama and the Clintons. You see, our own agencies, this is reminiscent of a banana republic. How sad this is. Our own agencies were turned against Americans that opposed the powers that be at the time. I know that personally, as I've outlined before on the show, that my family and I underwent a 9-month harassment-based audit by the IRS, and we were told it was based on what I was doing with my radio show. Agencies were illegally violating the rights of millions of Americans. This is the next shoe to drop. Keep in mind, Inspector General's report, remember the name Michael Horowitz. Remember the name The Hammer. This dossier is just the tip of the iceberg. If you want more information, just join us on our Sunday show. You can stream it live, davejanda.com, 2 to 5 Eastern, or join us as a premium service subscriber, 30 cents a day. The information we provide, obviously I'm biased, but I believe it's true. The information we provide, you will never see in the bought-off lamestream fake media. It is priceless, and it puts you months ahead of the curve and months ahead of the herd. Until next time, this is Dave Janda signing off. Dream big and dare to fail.